All right, let's be real. If you clicked on this video, it probably feels like you have potential in some area of your life, but there's something that's stopping you. I see comments all the time, whether it's on my TikTok, on my Instagram, on this channel, on my other channel, of people asking me like, what did I do differently that allowed me to become the person I am today and to refrain from my old life of playing Fortnite every day, basically doing nothing with my life as my younger self. And the truth is that I basically had to rewire my brain to be able to withstand the success that I now have. So in this video, I want to talk to you guys about kind of what I did and the mindset shifts that I made that allowed me to be able to actually see my future clearer and allow me to tackle the things that I needed to do in order to achieve my goals. I'm going to kind of go ahead and break this down into 4 different steps. I feel like the average person struggles with the feeling of being ambitious, but also lazy at the same time and not knowing what steps exactly to take to achieve their goals. It's like you feel like you have so many things you need to do, but the feeling of having so many things to do and so many things to achieve is so overwhelming that in the end of the day, it allows you to get nowhere. It just keeps you from doing the things you need to do in order to achieve that goal. It's like overstimulating, overwhelming, and ultimately it just leads to you getting nothing done. So these are 4 little things that I kind of came up with that are gonna hopefully help you guys kind of eliminate that feeling of being overwhelmed and help you actually achieve the things you need to achieve. And more importantly, do the tasks you need to do to achieve the things you want to achieve. So number 1 is redefining lazy. The first step to actually getting into deep work, starting to eliminate some of the tasks that you have to do, is simply redefining the definition of lazy. When I was in high school, I always knew that I wanted something big. It always felt like I wanted more, but I had no clue what more looked like. And because of that, I kept holding myself back without even realizing it. Any single task I had to do that wasn't crystal clear, I would simply just avoid because it felt like so overwhelming to have to try to figure out all these different things by myself in order to complete the task. If it felt confusing or just unstructured, I would just put it off. I would also completely shy away from any sort of work that pushed me emotionally because deep down it just made me uncomfortable. But you have to remember that uncomfort is what actually allows you to grow. And anytime I thought about the future that I wanted that I now have, the size of my goals would just overwhelm me. And it was like it would just throw me into a trance that allowed me to end up getting nothing done, even though I thought I was the complete opposite of lazy. But true laziness means that you don't want anything. And chances are you want everything, you're just surrounded by a lot of friction. For example, you wake up without a clear plan for the day. You spend your first hour laying in bed scrolling on Reels or TikTok. Or you sit there and overthink every single decision instead of just doing it. Or you're spending your time in a messy environment, unorganized, and that just makes it harder to focus. So once I was able to kind of realize this, I stopped disciplining myself into action. Instead, I started redesigning my entire environment to where there was no more friction. That way friction was no longer an excuse. And that's kind of where this second step comes hand in hand with the first one, which is going to be shrinking your goals into tiny wins. My shift from being lost and broke into achieving basically everything I've ever wanted today became so much easier once I took all of my huge goals and broke them down into smaller tasks. It's like it just felt more achievable. I realized that doing that led my main goal to only ending up being procrastination because I had no real idea how to actually build a business. It's like if you said your goal was to become healthy, but every single day you wake up with no idea how to work out or what to eat. So instead, each day you need to lay out the clear, small steps it takes in order to achieve that big goal for the day. Then it's just a matter of showing up every day and doing those things on a consistent day-to-day basis. It could literally be as simple as open a doc, write 1 sentence, work for 10 minutes, stop no matter what. Obviously, those are just some random examples, but breaking down the big tasks into smaller goals. Once I was able to break my ambitions down into simple steps, I started building that real momentum even on the days I felt like trash. Because once you're in that motion, staying in motion becomes even easier. I was talking about that in my main channel vlog that I posted a couple days ago now, how being in routine is so rewarding. Because it's like once you're in that routine and you have that momentum built, there's nothing that can break that momentum. It's like even the temptations of going out and breaking it, aren't even nearly as tempting anymore because you feel so good about yourself building momentum towards something that's greater. So now that leads us into step 3, which is more of a discipline thing than anything, but completely removing decisions from the equation. One of the biggest reasons you still feel lazy and can't stay consistent is because even if you have a plan, you're spending way too much energy making a bunch of irrelevant decisions. And the best way to fix this is literally just having a strict schedule. Stick to that schedule, cut out all other distractions. So instead of waking up and wondering like, I'm gonna work at this time today, or when should I work today, or what should I do first, or is this the right task to be doing right now? Keep your schedule so consistent and so simple that you can basically run on autopilot. It's like you wake up every day and you know you have to do this, then this, then this, then this. During my whole come up, I worked at the same time pretty much every single day, and I almost always started with the same task to build that momentum and stay consistent. Half of success is all about time management, and when your schedule is all over the place, there's so much wasted time in between pieces. So create a schedule, stay organized, and just do the shit you know you need to do at the times you need to do it. It's like when I first started college, I would wake up, I would go to class. As soon as I would come home from class, I would just work the rest of the day. And I knew that was going to be my day every single day. So if someone outside of my schedule was asking me, hey, want to come do this? 10% of the time it was either like, yeah, actually, I think I could probably put work off. But 90% of the time it was, sorry, man, I got to work. Every single time I would sit down at my desk, I knew my first task for the day would be to respond to all of my clients, make sure everyone has what they need. If they don't and they have things they need me to do, I would list that out on my schedule and on my task board. And then I would go from responding clients to getting that work done for those clients. And then as soon as I had those things done, I would go and I would move towards client acquisition and trying to sign new clients. So every single day I had a schedule and I would operate on that same schedule, which allowed me to build that momentum and stay consistent. The reason you feel lazy and don't see any major progress is because you overthink what steps to take, when in reality all you need to do is stay consistent with what you're already doing. Work at the same time every day, always start with the same task, stick to a default checklist. This step alone removed like 90% of resistance whenever I had anything that I had to get done. But none of this will matter until you do this last thing. Step 4, consistency over intensity. Obviously there's going to be days where you wake up and you feel tired, or you just feel off, or you feel unmotivated, but your business isn't going to care. Money's not going to care. Your friends aren't going to care. Your family's not going to care. But what matters is that you stay consistent anyway. I used to wait for the perfect day to complete X task. You know, when I was rested, when I felt inspired, when I had 4 hours free. But in reality, not many of those days come. What finally actually started to move the needle forward was the same boring consistency day after day. I would way rather work 30 minutes every day than 5 hours one day a week, because that consistency is what compounds your growth. More importantly, that routine you build starts to just feel automatic. And I can tell you that's way more powerful than waiting on a couple random bursts of motivation or inspiration. When you do something small every single day, you're completely rewiring the way you approach your work. And immediately you just start viewing yourself as someone who takes action. And for me, that's exactly when my income started compounding. Just everything I was doing compounded. If you're stuck right now, it's not because you don't want it bad enough. It's simply you're just wired the wrong way and you don't know how to properly get to where you're trying to go. That's why it's important to operate on a system that works even when you don't feel like working. No matter what, I know on a day-to-day basis exactly what needs to happen. And I know if I don't do those things, I'm losing that momentum. Whether it's onboarding a new client, whether it's setting up ads for a current client, whether it's a meeting with a new client, no matter what the task is, it's still making progress. The biggest thing is every single day you wake up, you go to bed. When you go to bed, do you want to go to bed feeling like shit about yourself that you got nothing done? Or do you want to go to bed feeling great about yourself that you got everything you could have possibly done within a 24-hour time span done? So ask yourself, every night before bed, do I feel good about myself? Do I feel shit about myself? If you feel good, reflect on what you did for the day. If you feel shit, reflect on what you did for the day. There's always an answer to every question of why I feel the way I do. And if you know that going to bed at night, you feel shit about yourself because you didn't do everything you needed to do for the day, well, you have your answer. You were ambitious, but you were lazy. That's a wrap on the video. Make sure to subscribe. We're getting real close to 100K subs. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I love y'all. Brand Scaling Bootcamp is coming up real fucking soon. So if you haven't already, go and get your ticket linked in the description. So if you're feeling ambitious but lazy, the bootcamp is your first step into taking action and actually doing something to better your future. Maybe subscribing is too. But yeah, I love each and every one of y'all. Keep fucking grinding. I hope this video helps. Comment down below, leave a like, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.